Hello, everyone. This is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Train Up a Child Homeschooling. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you a quick flip through of the Language Arts Grade 2 from Abeka. This is something that I'm trying with my daughter for the very first time for this upcoming school year. So, we're really excited about it. So, let's go ahead and get started. This is the curriculum lesson plan book. So this is pretty much like the teacher's instructor's guide. There's so many names that you could give to this, but this is pretty much the lesson plan book. That's what they call it at Abeka. One thing that I love so much about their lesson plan book is that it has all the lessons in one book. Now, what I mean by that is that there's a lot of curriculums that have a teacher's guide for the phonics, teacher's guide for the reading comprehension, teacher's guide for the grammar, teacher's guide for the spelling, teacher's guide for the handwriting, and so on and so forth. I appreciate Abeka so much because in one book, you have all of those, and I'm going to show you right now. So it makes it so easy. Okay, like for example, let's look at a lesson. Let me zoom in there. Okay. This is lesson 5. So here, so you begin the lesson by starting with phonics and language. Okay, so that's going to include, of course, phonics, the new phonics skills, and it also will include this particular workbook right here that your child would do. Okay, so that's the lesson for that. Okay, now that's still part of the lesson, because first in the beginning, it kind of gives you an example of what to do. And then in the procedure part, it actually tells you how to say what you're going to say and all that stuff. It also gives you, Abeka gives you scripts to say if you want to. And that's so helpful because I've been homeschooling for 3 years. I still use these scripts. I'm sorry. I still use them. Okay. I love to have me some scripts. Just tell me, what do I say? And I say it. And then, so then that's the first portion of the lesson. That's the phonics and language. And then we go on to the next part of the lesson, which is the reading, which this will involve reading from one of their readers, which I have over here, which I'm going to be showing to you guys. Now, you see, it's all right here. And then from reading, we go on to spelling. Okay, here, let me zoom out a little bit. From reading, we go to spelling. Great. It's all right here. And then from spelling, we go into handwriting. Now, I don't really use a teacher's manual for handwriting to teach handwriting, but I know a lot of curriculums offer that. They offer the handwriting notebook, plus also the handwriting like teacher's guide, instructor's guide. But it's great to know that it's all here. Okay, I don't need a separate thing. And then it also involves some seat work. Now, this is some things that you can have your child do for independent practice. This involves, writing on the writing tablet, which is this. Okay, the first grade writing tablet, which pretty much just looks like that. It's just a blank notebook. I got the first grade one, and I'll tell you why later. And then you see everything is right here. That's it. Everything is here. So I love that so much. So that is there. Everything is in black and white, but it's pretty easy to follow. Once you get the hang of it, I don't know, at least I can speak for myself. I am pretty good at following teacher's guides. Like, I am very good at doing recipes and following recipes. So following a teacher's guide is kind of the same, and it works out for me. Now, even though all these lessons are included in the lesson plan book, and it tells you exactly, okay, well, today we're going to cover this and that, you still going to need some other key components to that. And what do I mean by that is this. Okay. This is the reading to answer key. Now, I know a lot of people, they wonder, man, is the lesson plan enough? The lesson plan book enough? Yeah, it could be enough. You could make it work like that. But the reason why I got this, the reading to answer key, was because here it's going to go a little bit more in depth. So the child is going to be reading from one of these books. And then this will give you the questions to ask while you're reading the book. Like, hey, it's going to tell you to point certain things out about the story. Okay, so then it just gives it a little bit more extra, more in depth, a little bit more, just extra stuff that you can do with your child. Now, is it necessary? No, it's not. the lesson plan book is enough. The other like parent component that I got to this was this. Again, this is not necessary, but I went ahead and got it. This book has to do with this one, which I will talk about it in just a moment. But the reason why I got it is because this gives me the answers. And you know, as you can see, this is a reading comprehension workbook. So the child's going to read a story, and then they're going to answer the questions to see if they really comprehend what they're reading. Now, the reason why I got this is because this is not something that I can just quickly check. I mean, if I want to make sure that they answer these questions correctly, I would have to read the story myself. And that's not something that I'm looking to do. You know, I already have enough things that I need to worry about. I don't want to be reading the story to make sure they answered all the questions correctly. So that's the reason why I went ahead and got this. So that way I can just have the answer like, okay, you're done. Okay, perfect. Let me check your work. And I can just check it really quick. I don't have to read the story and figure out like, look, you see this one right here is number these sentences in the order as they happen in the story. I wouldn't know what order they happened in unless I read the story. So that's why I got this book, because it would definitely be helpful. Now, is it absolutely necessary? No. This book is not necessary. And the other one that I showed you is not necessary either. These are just add-ons that you can include that will make your life easier. But all the lesson plans that you need are just in here. You could just do it with that. Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and go into the actual workbooks. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do this one first. This is reading comprehension. Like I said before, these are just stories that your child will answer. It will have some questions or some type of activity that your child will have to answer to make sure they're, you know, comprehending the story. Okay, so I'm just doing a quick little flip through. And of course, like I said, in the lesson plan, it will tell you everything that you need to know about when to implement these things, what day, what page, and everything you need to know. Okay, this is another one. This is one that's for spelling. Now, I know Abeka can be a pricey curriculum, which is why I had never tried it before. Well, a core subject before, because it can definitely be pricey. But I got most of these items here used, except for the consumables. So, except for the workbooks, I got everything else used. Well, I also got the lesson plan book brand new because I couldn't find it used. It's kind of hard. But I would definitely recommend that if you really want to try Abeka, but the price really like turns you off or you can afford it, try to find these things used. There's a bunch of groups on facebook.com. You can find these are poems. You can find these on eBay. There's so many places where you can find used items of this curriculum. And I think I spent around $250 around there with the new and the used components of the curriculum. So it you know, I made it a bit more affordable. Okay, because I know like brand new from the website, it can be very expensive. Okay, this is the phonics and language book. That's what it looks like. Okay, so you can definitely try to get these items used. And you know, I got them in pretty good conditions, you know, so praise God. And I was able to save a lot of money. Okay, this will be the first reader in the Language Arts 2 curriculum. This will be the very first reader. And that's what the first story looks like. Okay. So definitely, if your child's going to start this curriculum, they have to be able to, or at least be able to read that without any problem, because this is the very first story. So it's probably just a lot of review. Now, let me tell you, they're going to be doing a lot of reading because I have a big stack of books here that are readers from them. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and skip a little bit because I'm not going to show every single reader because there's just too many. There's a lot. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, okay, so this is 1. I'm showing it to you from level of difficulty. So 2A would be the easiest one. And then it goes on to 2B, 2C, 2D. Let me show you 2E. Look, we're talking about parts of a story here. I don't think I have to mention that it's a Christian curriculum. I think most people know that already. Okay. To F, to G, and look at these guys. These are some thick books. These are not like some little thin readers. So it's a lot of stuff they're going to be reading, which my daughter is super excited about. And so am I, because she loves to read. Oh, look, this one's actually a biography. Praise God. About a Christian person there. I know her. I don't remember her name right now. But it's just, my daughter's excited about it because she loves to read books. And each book has a different topic. Like this one is around the world. This one is growing up in early America. So every book has a different topic. This one is about growing up where Jesus lived. So it's kind of like, it kind of takes you back and kind of makes you wonder, like, okay, what must it have been like for people that lived in those days? My daughter loves stuff like that. Okay. And then there's this one. And then this is the last book from their readers. This is the very last one. I don't know if after this they read the Bible reader. I'm not sure when they implement the Bible reader, which I'm about to show you. So I don't know if the Bible reader is actually the last book. But by the time you get to the last lesson on the last reader, that's what it looks like. Okay. There's also this other reader, primary Bible reader. I don't know if this is part of the reading curriculum or something they do on their own. I'm not sure. But it's definitely like written kind of like KJV language, like passeth. You know, so it has thy, thou. So I really like that because I want to give my child, I want to introduce her to the KJV language, Old English, you know, because I don't know, it's just good to know. So that way when she's older and she reads King James, she's not going to be completely like, what's going on here? So it's good to just, hey, it's not a big deal. Look, one meanest thou. I can help her with that. And then it also has this handbook for reading. Mind you guys, I got all of these things used, okay? And look, they're in great conditions. And I saved a bunch of money. So this is pretty much, I guess, the book that has all the, you know, the phonics and all the things that they're going to be practicing. I know some people have said that this book is enough, because I know Abeka also includes a lot of phonic cards and phonics charts and all these different other components that also make the curriculum even more expensive. But a lot of the moms that have used Abeka, they said this is enough. So there's a lot of stuff in here, you know, especially for grade 2, they said that this was enough. So, and this is also included in their language arts too. Okay. And then last but not least, our handwriting. Now I went ahead and got grade 1 because the grade 2 of Abeka for cursive, it is a little advanced because Abeka does cursive from very early on. So they expect that the child, by the time they get to grade 2, they're already pretty familiar with writing cursive. Now my child is not pretty familiar with writing cursive. We have done cursive in the past, but we weren't very consistent with it. So I went ahead and just chose grade 1 because it provides more practice, and that my child needs a lot of practice when it comes to cursive because this is just not something she's been doing for a long time. So it provides plenty of practice, plenty of tracing. You know, grade 2 does not offer so much practice. They kind of expect a child to be writing a sentence in cursive on their own pretty early on, but that's because, you know, it's for a child that's already been doing cursive. So I went ahead and just got grade 1. So then by this time, by lesson 87, they do expect her to be able to write that on her own without tracing it. Okay, so that's what that looks like. I've heard great, wonderful things about the cursive curriculum from Abeka. One particular mom from the Handmaid's Homeschooler, her son writes absolutely beautiful and in cursive, and she said it was because of this particular curriculum. They're also going to get into a bit of writing, write a story about Abraham Lincoln. So they're going to do a little title. It says title here. So they are going to get into some writing, into creative writing, write a story about a kite. So I really like how they implemented that. Write a story about George Washington Carver. Write a story about a ladybug. Oh, my daughter loves ladybugs. So, and it goes on. And then this particular first grade writing tablet, like I said, we got first grade because of what I already told you. And then this is just something they're going to do during seat work time. Now, I don't know if I'm going to include this during every lesson because I know that she's already going to be doing her handwriting. So this is maybe something that I will include every so often, the seat work handwriting, you know, maybe especially as I get her to practice more her cursive skills. So guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope it has blessed you. I hope it has, you know, helped you make your decision in choosing or not choosing Abeka. But we're really excited for this upcoming school year. Stay tuned, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be uploading our full grade 2, 2022 to 2023 curriculum choices for grade 2 and for kindergarten. So stay tuned for that. God bless.